Instead of being tied to a rigid schedule in a professional office, he would hang out at the bar when he wanted, let others do the work when he needed a break, come to know his clientele, hopefully establish a diverse group of regulars, manage a kitchen, even if he had no clue what he was doing yet. He was a quick study and had a knack for learning new skills. He'd spent weeks driving around, meeting and talking to bar owners, picking their brains, trying to learn any and every detail about the trade, and was already well-schooled in the general specifics of running a business. Josh surveyed the bar room. Undoubtedly elegant once, the luster was long gone. The oak bar, almost 40 feet in length, had been sorely neglected. The back bar, also oak, looked equally shabby, marred by stains, the finish cracked and darkened with age. The floors were maple, the ceiling embossed tin, the walls paneled with some once popular craft from the 80s. The place looked beyond salvage, but Josh had a gift, the ability to envision the woodwork restored, the walls finished in plaster with oak accents, booths, tables, oak bar stools. He could see it all in glorious detail in his head. The building itself, built in 1854, was brick and had been a bank originally. The tavern, with all the ornate woodwork, came later in that century. Upstairs, over the bar, lay a large apartment that hadn't been lived in for decades, a space Josh intended to renovate as well. He and Kiera, his girlfriend, planned to live in the apartment after the tavern opened when they needed to stay close at hand. They had talked about living together, but couldn't decide who would give up their house. Perhaps they would sell both houses and buy a new place. For now, Kiera thought the apartment was a perfect interim solution, and they would worry about it after the bar was up and running. Josh wandered around the room for a few minutes, dreaming, picturing the floor layout, the booths, the tables, the decor. He felt good, a sense of accomplishment. He had focused on a goal and gone for it with his usual vigor, the way he'd built a practice from scratch and turned it into a thriving law office. A name engraved dead center on the back bar caught his attention. Thorson Quinlan. Probably the carpenter. Maybe the original owner. Worth checking out. Josh eyed himself in the bar mirror. Dark hair, brown eyes with some early age lines. Not bad looking. Quite handsome, according to his girlfriend. Was he nuts doing this now? He would know soon enough. He walked down the stairs to the basement, a dingy, poorly lit hole filled with all manner of junk. Old taps and kegs, broken stools and tables, a pool table, a couple of slot machines that might be 100 years old, cases of empty beer and soda bottles. Apparently, the old guy didn't believe in chucking anything. It looked like a hoarder's dream and smelled of mildew, oil, stale beer, and neglect. Christ, there could be a ghost lost in there somewhere. The haunting was a quirky story, and one he could use for a little added atmosphere. Every old place, it seemed, had a ghost. It was virtually a rule. Tomorrow, everything would change. A crew would throw this junk into dumpsters and haul it to a landfill. All but the slot machines. Those he would restore for period decor in the bar. The paneling upstairs would go as well, along with every stick of furniture in the building. Another crew would gut the second floor to the studs. Just then, a stack of broken chairs tipped and clattered to the concrete floor. Holy shit, Josh started, and then laughed. Must be the ghosts welcoming him to the bar. He hadn't chosen a name yet. Suddenly, the haunted tavern popped into his head. It had a certain raw appeal. He made a mental note to check to see how common the name was. The haunted tavern? Maybe. He couldn't wait to share the story with Kiera. 2. Ugh. Kiera O'Donnell opened one eye and screwed it shut an instant later. With her head clamped in a migraine-like vice of her own making, the room was far too bright. Too much Chardonnay. The tequila chased